Unknowingly, we start making a lot of grammatical mistakes when we speak in English. And this video is absolutely for all of us who want to speak English correctly and do not wish to make those errors. Hi friends, in today's video, we will talk about common grammatical mistakes and how to correct those mistakes. Let's get started. The first mistake that we have in the list is Satyu has been absent from Friday. There seems to be no error in this sentence, but there is. Now, Friday, if you see here, is one of the days of the week and is a specific time. It is not a duration of time, and people normally say from Friday, which is a wrong usage. Here instead, we should say Satyu has been absent since Friday, if it is a point of time, or Satyu has been absent for a week, if it's a period of time, not from Friday. Why? Because since is used for specific time or a point of time, and for is used for a period of time, and we never use from. Let us have a look at the next mistake. Divide the cake between the children in class. Well, divide something? It's not divide, which is a wrong usage. It has got to do something with another important word in this sentence. Divide it among the children in class, not between. Between is used when you talk about two people or things. We say there is a table between Nandu and Nived, but we do not say between the children. We say among the children. Because when we say children in class, there may be more than two children. When you have to distribute something to more than two people, it's not between, it is among. So this mistake is about the vocabulary in the sentence. So when you distribute something to more than two people, it's not between people, it's among people. Let us have a look at the next mistake. People say, I didn't meet nobody. Well, if you say nobody, it would be wrong to use in this sentence. The correct usage is, I didn't meet anybody. Do you know why? Because nobody is not used in a sentence which already has a not in that. A sentence that is already negative. It is, I didn't meet anybody. So in a sentence, if there is already a negative component, you do not add nobody to it, because it is going to be the second negative. You should say, I didn't meet anybody. The next mistake that people often make is open page 45 of your book. What's wrong in it? How many of you are teachers there? Now teachers get to use this sentence quite often. People say, open page 45 of your book. No, don't speak like that. We do not speak like that. We say, open your book to page 45. The correct usage is, open your book to page 45. The word order is the problem here. What is that? We call it the word order. So how do you mention that correctly? We say, open your book to page 45. So open your book is the first thing that you say, and to page 45 is the second thing that you add to this information. Let's see the next mistake. Jamal is married with a teacher. Here, what is wrong in this sentence? Here, with is the preposition that is used. The preposition with is not the right one here. It is not with, it is to. Let's see the correct usage. Jamal is married to a teacher. Whenever we use the verb marry, to is the preposition that follows. You do not marry with a person, you marry to a person. So here, Jamal is married to a teacher. Let's see the next mistake. The house is enough spacious for me. It is a similar mistake to the mistake that we talked about just now. The mistake here is the word order. It is, The house is spacious enough for me. Not the house is enough spacious for me. Whenever we use a quantifier such as enough, we actually use it after the adjective which is spacious in this sentence. Spacious comes first and enough comes later. And that's why we say good enough, bad enough, great enough, clever enough, etc. etc. Let us look at the next mistake. The mistake is every student like the teacher. What is wrong in this sentence? Every student means each and every one. We are talking about one student individually. On the whole, it looks like we are talking about everyone together. And you might think it is a plural subject. Yes, we are talking about all the students, but when we use every, we must use a singular verb. So in this context, we must say every student likes the teacher. We add an S to the verb since the subject is singular. We do not use a plural verb with a singular subject. Here, we are talking about one student at a time, and with a singular subject, we always use a singular verb to meet the subject-verb agreement. If the subject is singular, the verb has to be singular. The next mistake is, I have visited Chennai last week. This is the classiest mistake that people make when they speak in English. Its correct version is, I visited Chennai last week. Do you know why? Because we do not specify time with have or in the perfect tenses. If you are telling what you did at a specific time in the past, you never use have or has with it. We use the simple past form of the verb. If you wanted to use have, remove last week in this sentence, the time word. You say, I have visited Chennai. Or if you want to use last week, remove have. You say, I visited Chennai last week. Let us move on to the next mistake. He was boring in the class. Now we are talking about the person who actually was feeling bored in the class. But when you say he was boring, you are actually making that adjective belong to that person. You are talking about the personality of that person. You are actually using that adjective to describe that person. You are not talking about how that person was feeling anymore. The correct expression is, he was bored in the class. The word bored gives us the emotion of the person here, the feeling that he is going through. When you say he was boring in the class, you actually mean that the person was a boring personality, not an interesting personality. The class was, however, boring and he was feeling bored in the class. The next mistake is, the man which works here is from Bengal. This has got to do with the relative pronoun. We have many relative pronouns such as which, what, who, that, etc. etc. If you are talking about a person, here in this sentence, the man, we do not use which. We either use that or we use who. Which is used with things. So it changes to the man who works here is from Bengal, or the man that works here is from Bengal. Please make sure that you do not use the wrong relative pronoun when you talk about person. It is either who or that. Let us move to the next mistake. Sajid swam on Saturday. This mistake has got to do with the correct use of the verb form. Swim is an irregular verb. Its past form is not swimmed, it is swam. The present form is swim, the past form is swam, and the third form or the past participle form is swum. Swim, swam, swum. And the correct usage here is Sajid swam on Saturday. The next mistake is, could you send me these informations? Can you guess what is the problem with this? What is wrong with this sentence? It is nothing but the plural form of the verb information. The noun information doesn't have a plural form because It's an uncountable noun. There are many other uncountable nouns in English like rice, water, milk, news, luggage, and many. We cannot count them. We cannot say one rice, two rices, three rices, or one luggage, two luggages, three luggages, or one information, two informations, three informations. These are all wrong because there is no plural form for uncountable nouns. Since it is an uncountable noun, you cannot count information. So it doesn't have a plural form like informations. You can definitely say a piece of information. So the correct expression here is, could you send me this information? The next mistake that people often make is, there is no place in the hall. There is no place. It has got to do with the vocabulary in the sentence. The correct usage here is, there is no room in the hall. Here, room means the space in the hall. If you say, there is no place to sit in the class, that is not correct. It should be, there is no room to sit in the class. The next one and the last one in the list is, she does not know nothing about this matter. What is wrong in this sentence? Can you see does not? There is already a negative word in this sentence and we are saying again nothing. Nothing is a negative word again. We do not use two negative words. So the correct usage is, she does not know anything about this matter. Not she does not know nothing about this matter. It is, she does not know anything about this matter. The negative part doesn't is enough. We have got to make the other parts positive. So it is not nothing, it is anything. She does not know anything about this matter. This is all about some of the common mistakes that people make when they speak or write in English. Please do make sure that you do not make these mistakes again. Thank you very much for being with me. See you in the next video.